This is Joe with Big Wood Cooking. Today we're going to share another recipe with you. Today we got short ribs. Short ribs is a tougher kind of meat, and so we're going to show you how to prep them and then how to get them on the smoker. In one of our earlier videos, we did wet brine. With our short rib, we're going to do a dry brine. So we got our freezer paper laid out. You can use butcher paper if you have it. This is what we had available, so this is what we're going to use. So we got our short ribs. Again, make sure you wash your hands, make sure your surface is clean before you get started. So we're going to take our short ribs here, lay them out on our freezer paper. Now remember, with a brine, if you don't have salt, it's not going to work. So we got kosher salt here, and we're just going to go heavy on it. And what this is going to do, this is going to draw out that moisture. So we're going to check on it after we get this pretty heavily salted. Now you can do this with any tough meat. And this will soften it up, make it more tender, more moist. So we're going to put this in the fridge, again, just like our wet brine, for every pound within an hour. We're going to check on it in about an hour. And what should happen is there should be water on the outside of the short ribs. And then we're going to come back and check on them again, and all the water should be soaked back in, the salt should be dissolved, and it should be soaked back in. That's going to tenderize this meat and break down those tough fibers of the short rib. And we'll wrap this up. We're going to stick it in the fridge, and we're going to come back when it's all done and then show you how to get it on the smoker. All right, so we got the short ribs out. It's halfway through brining, and I wanted to bring this out so you can see it. The salt is pulling out the moisture in the short ribs. Now we're going to wrap this back up, put it in here, and you'll slowly see the salt dissolve at the end of it, and the moisture will go back in the short ribs. That's how you know your dry brine is done. So we got the short ribs back out. As you can see, all the salt's dissolved and the short ribs are dry. So that means the brine's done, and we're going to keep this recipe simple. First thing we're going to do, we have some chopped garlic here, a little avocado oil. We're going to mix it up, and we're going to put it on our short ribs here. Some kosher salt. Some pepper. This is fresh ground pepper. And that's it. We're done. We're ready for these short ribs to go in the smoker. All right, guys, we're out here on a fall windy day. We got our short ribs. Our smoker's set at about 255. We're going to put these right on the rack. We're going to let them set for a couple hours, and we're going to have some delicious short ribs. All right, we're back. We got our beef short ribs here. Remember, this recipe was very simple. We did a dry brine with it. It is a tougher meat, but it is, as you can see, it's falling off the bone. It's juicy. It's perfect smoke color. The recipe is simple, and the taste, we tried a little taste outside before we brought it in, but it is absolutely delicious.